What's up, everybody? Sketchpad here, and today I'm giving you a little bit something different. As you can hear, there's a fan in the background, but that's because I'm back in my hometown, Phoenix, Arizona, and it's hot as hell here. So I have to keep a fan going on, or I'm going to die of heat stroke. Anyway, this is a little different because I'm doing a little, how should I say, background into my gaming history, actually, because I ran into an old high school friend, and he asked me, he was checking out my channel. He said, "Yo, bro, you have a good channel," but he said real game commentators really post Call of Duty and stuff like that. So this is I don't know how to put it, but like as a proving ground, as into my gaming history and how I got started into gaming, and a little nostalgia trip for people because I'm about to go back to the oldest consoles I had and shit. So let me start back probably as of right now I'm 20 years old, so let me go back about 15 years ago. I was 5, and the first thing that I got actually from my older brother was a Game Gear, a Sega Game Gear, and he gave me the Sonic the Hedgehog with it as like a little birthday present and stuff like that. I was new to games and stuff. I had a Game Boy Color, I believe, that was out when I was 5 years old, and that's the only thing I had. But he got me this Game Gear, and I liked it. It was very heavy, and it got hot at times. It took like 6 freaking AA batteries. It was heavy as hell for a 5-year-old kid to carry around, but it was a good game. The only games I had for it was Sonic the Hedgehog and Mortal Kombat, and that's how I like really got into games. I was really interested in games and gameplay like that, starting with the Game Gear. Then, as I said, later on, like I want to say a year later, I got really into the Game Boy Color, and my first game for Game Boy Color was, of course, I think it was Pokemon. Yeah, it was Pokemon. I think 1997 Pokemon. It wasn't called 1997 Pokemon. I'm just saying that's the year of which I had Pokemon. I played that game like almost. It was a habit. I had to play that game like as soon as I got home from elementary school. I got home and I got the Game Boy Color out and played some Pokemon. But the other game that I like that most of you probably haven't heard of this, but it's called Earthworm Jim. That was a game I loved. I didn't go anywhere without that game. I had Pokemon and Earthworm Jim. Those were the 2 games I just had to have with me. And then later on I got into like the stationary consoles such as the Nintendo 64. Now the Nintendo 64 that I had was it was like the holy shit pack back in the day. It was I think it was 1998, 1997 or whatever the year was. I was relatively young, and I don't know if it's my mom or my dad got me the Nintendo, the Star Wars one, because the Phantom Menace just came out. So yeah, it was 1997 or 98. The Phantom Menace just came out, and this Nintendo was doing like a promo for this new like racing Star Wars game for the Phantom Menace, and they had like the whole game and stuff with the Nintendo, and it was like Star Wars themed and stuff. So I was very like freaking out. Like I was freaking out more than the Nintendo 64 kid on the YouTube video, but unfortunately my parents didn't record it, so I wasn't as popular as he was. So I was freaking out. Nintendo, good game. Later on I got PlayStation 2. Actually, not PlayStation 2, but PS1. That actually differs from the regular PlayStation, because it has like a sleeker model. I would say it was like, I don't know, it was like smoother, more around the edges, and I believe it didn't make as much as a noise as it did with the regular Sony PlayStation, the original version. And the first game that I played for the PlayStation was Metal Gear Solid. Remember Metal Gear Solid, if you guys are like at least I want to say 18, 17, hell even 16 years old, you probably heard of or seen like a Metal Gear Solid PlayStation 1 disc which actually was like came with this like fat ass CD case that had 2 discs in it because it was such a long game. Well, as of today, it's not a long game to me. It's like about 4 or 5 hours. But back then, the they had to separate it on 2 discs because they couldn't like compact all that time into 1 disc apparently back then. So that was my first game, Metal Gear Solid. And then the PlayStation didn't really last long to me because the PlayStation didn't really last long because as soon as I got the PlayStation 2 came out, and I was saving like a whole bunch of birthday money, Christmas money, and shit. And I bought the PlayStation 2 the first day it came out. I was 10 years old, got the PlayStation 2. Well, I think I was 9 years old, depending on time and stuff. I'm bad with math and stuff, so I was like 9 or 10 years old, saved up Christmas and money, and then my mom actually chipped in like about $50 or some because she felt bad for me because I was actually saving and like I did not spend anything. And I got the PlayStation 2. The first game that I got for it was Jack and Daxter. It was a good little I want to say RPG type game. It's a good game. You can still check it out. They have the collector series or whatever, the trilogy for the PS3 actually with better graphics, so you can pick that up at your local GameStop or Walmart. So that was actually my first game for the PlayStation 2, along with Sly Cooper, and then I got not Budokai Tenkaichi, or one of the Dragon Ball Z games that first came out for the PlayStation 2. I don't recall what it was called because they have a whole bunch of titles for Dragon Ball Z that was released. So, whatever it was called, you guys can probably put in the comment section below, like, oh yeah, it was Budokai Tenkaichi Super Fuck 2000. But whatever. I'm not too concerned with the titles. So now I'm about to bring you to a little bit more current, 2005, 2004. I think it was 2004 when I purchased the Xbox, which was kind of late because I think it came out in 03. Or hell, it probably even came out in 02 because I remember because there was a whole shit ton of games that was released for the Xbox at that time. So I think it was a late time that I got the Xbox. I got the Halo edition where it looked like like the armor that the Halo dudes be wearing. I'm sorry if I don't know the exact name of the soldiers in Halo, but it's the same kind of color, green, and kind of transparent, so you can see like the insides of the Xbox, and people eat that shit up when you can see inside the game and stuff for some reason. I bought that game. Well, I didn't bought that game. My dad bought that game because I don't know why. I think it was because of the divorce, but whatever. Got the game. And then the second game I got was Grand Theft Auto 2, I believe, or Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I think. Yeah, Vice City. And then the next game I got for Xbox, which I totally love, and which I also, which is a sequel to a game that I had on the Dreamcast, which was Jet Set Radio Future. That was like the best game ever. The soundtrack was amazing. Everything was amazing about that game. The gameplay was okay. Well, the gameplay was good back then, but now going back to it, like I'm spoiled with all this new graphics and shit, and I was kind of spoiled. But yeah, PlayStation 2. I went back to PlayStation 2 when Persona 4 came out. Persona 3 and Persona 4 came out. Check those. Actually check those two games out because they're pretty good. They're cheap now, probably $19.99 at the most. So those games are pretty good if you want like a real intense storyline with mystery and decent combat. It has like a good combat to like storyline ratio where the storyline isn't overpowering the gameplay. Like, oh, the storyline was excellent, but the gameplay wasn't. It's kind of even 50-50. Some people might beg to differ, but that's their opinion, as I'm stating mine. So we go ahead to the more current future, which was like probably my junior or sophomore year of high school, where Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 came out. There was a whole big like blood crip gang war over that stupid shit. The first system that I got was the Xbox 360, because it was cheaper. Because I think the 360 was like $300, $400, and the PlayStation 3 was like $600 at the time. Water. But anyway, the PlayStation 3 was very expensive, and I only had like a summer job and stuff, so I got the 360. It was a pretty decent game. It was a pretty decent game system, for especially the first person shooter. The first person shooter I tried was another Halo game. It converted really well. The controls just feel right when you're shooting, when you're doing the first person shooter for the Xbox. So I'm glad they still kept the same controller theme and stuff, just with the wireless controller. I didn't enjoy the battery situation, or how I had to keep on like getting new batteries and stuff, unless you got Duracell, which lasts forever. But I always wasn't paid. I always was cheap in a way that I wanted to go out and just go to like the random like dollar store or Walgreens or something like that, and get like $1 pack of batteries that would only last for like a couple days, instead of going to like pay like $4 or $5 for some Duracells that would probably last me a good month. But anyway, later then I got I think not a year later, but like 6 months later, I started working regularly after school, and I bought a PlayStation 3. The only reason I got a PlayStation 3 at the time was because of the exclusives that PlayStation 3 only had, and the backwards compatibility of the old one that I had, because that one had was a 20 gigabyte backwards compatibility, which means you can play old PlayStation 2 games on it, and it converts kind of okay. So, and I wanted to play Final Fantasy on PlayStation 3, because I think new Final Fantasy came out, and I wanted to play it on the PlayStation 3. And the newest system that I actually required was, actually two new system / gaming devices that I recently purchased, with the PSP and the PSP, the PS Vita, and the Wii. The Wii was okay as like a thing that I do with my friends. You know, it's a good family game. The first game that I actually got for the Wii was No More Heroes, which is a good game. You should check it out. Very underrated, very good game. If you like the current game now, Lollipop Chainsaw, I suggest you get No More Heroes. That's a very like kind of similar game as when it comes to like blood, gore, and silly, funny storyline and stuff. And then the PSP, I mostly got the PSP because I wanted to get Kingdom of Hearts, Birth by Sleep, and it was only coming out for the PSP, so I just got that so I can play that game. And the PS Vita, which I actually returned back to the store because it was, honestly, I didn't really like it, because it seemed, I don't know, I just didn't like it. So more later review on the PS Vita later. So that's my gaming history. Remember to check out my channel, my website, which is going to be in the link below, and subscribe to Nevo. I'm a director there, so tune in for some more interesting shit, more reviews of games that I recently bought, purchased, or previously bought and purchased. I'm Sketchpad. I'm signing out. I'm logging off, or whatever you want to call it. I'm leaving for today. Have a good night, day, and I'll see you guys later.